horrible. The future looks bleak. Remember our childhood to get us through the week. We're getting re-enthused. Back to the past and the things we used. We all know that our pasts were great, escaping the things that today we hate. Getting re-enthused, getting re-enthused, getting re-enthused, getting re-enthused.
Hello and welcome to, well, Nerd Haven. This is my games room, and I will warn you before we step through this door that it is incredibly untidy. It's in a bit of a transition period, by which I mean I keep tidying it up and then buying more stuff and there's not enough room for it, so that's the transition period. So anyway, let's go in. Right, it's currently being lit up by my new, oh, a little bit bright there, lit up by my new studio lights. Close the door. Yeah, they arrived today. 50 quid, not bad. They do a pretty good job considering how small they are. It seems to be a fairly solid light as well, which is good. So there's blackout curtains because I do try to keep the light relatively stable. And there's some soundproofing attempts. Oh, and Deadpool. Well, first of all, over there is my workshop area. Very untidy because, yeah, again, there's not enough room. Currently working on a Spectrum for somebody. Various NEC devices around. There's a Super Graphics. There's a Famicom there. Now that's the Dynavision, which if you see my video was made by Virtuality, who were kind of the VR kings of the 80s, and basically that's what they made using the research they did for Atari for the Jaguar. A mini screen that I used to test things. Oh, right here you see. So this is my temporary table. By temporary I mean it's a plank of wood on top of a box. Yeah, I was doing something with portables. So this is various portable devices here. It's quite nice. Yeah. Oh, there's all my under table lighting is also on. It's not great because it's not really, the power supply's not really powerful enough to power all those lights, so I'd need another one on that side really. But it's okay for now. Oh look, we've got a Mattel Aquarius on the side there, and I think that's a PC8201, NEC PC8201 portable computer there. Right. Well, in this cupboard, it's mostly basically software for things like Amigas and STs, and some I think that's Scrabble for the Spectrum there, and also some books. Spectrum Scrabble? No, that's BBC back Scrabble. There you go. Spare Saturn, one of my many spare PlayStation 1s. And right at the back there, that's actually a Sony PSX, which is kind of the DVR version of the PS1. Got some more software here. So, various Nintendo bits, it's N64 things. Some tapes there, I think it's mostly for the Acorn. That's my Bandai Wonder Swan stuff there, quite a bit of that. Some Link stuff there. More N64 things there. And down here we have our Virtual Boy things. I've got most of those now, there's only a few missing. And that's my unboxed PC Engine cards. Quite a few, but there's quite a few to collect. So, right, to get into the next cupboard, we're going to have to just move the light over there. And in fact, why don't we move the light so it's pointing into this cupboard. There we go. Right, so yeah, this is various things that I've got nowhere else to put. Lots of joysticks, some N64 stuff, Famicoms, N64s, a few Sega things like the Light Phaser. Behind those two 5.1" discs is a Sinclair QL, and that's a Dragon 32, and right at the bottom there, I think that's right at the bottom. We'll have a check in a sec, but that's an Atari 520 STFM. Yep, that is right at the bottom. And in front of that is a Panasonic 3DO and an Atari Junior. There's a barcode battler there. Oh, two Virtual Boys. One is a competition prize and we hit 1,000. It's a GameCube in the background there, and a Toshiba HX10, I think. MSX computer. Right. So yeah, so that's basically a cupboard of stuff that I've literally got nowhere else to put. and that kind of continues up here. PCFX, the Bandai RX-78 personal computer. There's a few Mega Drive games. There's a Zavix port at the back there. And oh, there we go. A tape drive, very useful if you want to do old school things with 8-bit computers. Nintendo IQ. Well, I guess IQ really over Nintendo, but it's basically N64 for the Chinese market. The Taito Go controller, so that's for the train simulator. This is strangely fun. Well, that's the Epoch Super Cassette Vision, a favourite of mine. Batman figurine, Q-Pop, not a big fan of those to be honest. That's just some floppy disks there, and some Atari 2600 games in the background. Right, so, don't know how well we'll be able to see this, but the first under cabinet ones, that's not too bad. So that's an Atari 7800. We have a JVC XI, which is, if you don't know, a kind of combination of the Mega Drive and the Mega CD in one unit. And that's a ColecoVision, personal favourite of mine, with a custom power supply, because I couldn't get the original one. And just some Atari 600 games sitting there. Okay, so let's go this end. Oh, we've got some computers on top. Let's go for those. So that's a Commodore 64C. On top of that is the weird MIDI port for the Sega Saturn, so you can plug instruments into it. And that's the Easy Flash for the 64. That's the Family Computer add-on. So it basically gives you BASIC and a keyboard, so you can use it as a computer. And the eponymous Power Glove, of course. Acorn Electron. Sam Coupe. The prize of my collection. I've wanted one of those since I was a kid. Oh, that's the so that's the Bandai WonderSwan Final Fantasy collection, which was a prize, but nobody ever collected it. So I will give it out as a prize again, probably at $7.50, I imagine. Yeah, a few games for the Casio Loopy and King of Monsters for the well, it's the AES, AES, the screenplay for Spectrum. There are some 464s at the back. There's also a +3 at the bottom there. So there's two 464s and a +3 in there. They are quite safe. And some Spectrums, including a toast rack in there somewhere. It is pretty safe. It's fine. This coupe is not heavy. Right. The next under cupboard one. So there we are. It's a Philips CDI 450, which is kind of their more consoleized CDI. And they were trying to compete more with the consoles at that point. That's the Amiga CD32, their last attempt, well, any machine really, but their last attempt at a console. I personally quite like it. It's a fairly divisive machine though, I know. And that's the rather wonderful Neo Geo, with another copy of King of Monsters, which I'll be selling, because I've got two now. Right, so that's the Amiga CD-TV, which is basically Commodore's first attempt at, well, a home machine, a living room machine, if you will, rather than console, I guess. It's not great, it's based on the A500, but not entirely compatible. Right, so that's Sega Saturn. That's the Apple Bandai Pippin. I really like the controller of the Pippin. It gets a bit of a bad rap, but the controller's quite good. It's just not a very good machine. Multitudes of PS1s, I've got quite a few of those. The lovely Dreamcast, a couple of GameCubes. I've got a couple of GameCubes as well, Japanese ones and English ones. These need some cleaning up because they're a bit yellowed. Right, going behind the light here. Oh, right at the bottom we have the SNK Neo Geo CD, so the kind of the cheaper cut price CD machine. So this is the Turbo Duo, which is effectively a PC Engine and the CD add-on in one. That's my go-to driver for PC Engine stuff at the moment. And the Sharp Twin Famicom, which is a Famicom with a built-in disk drive. And again, that's my go-to Famicom thing. Right, moving on. Yeah, so, well, that's just a bog standard European NES. A PlayStation 2. And the Super Nintendo, it's the European version. A bit yellowed, but hey, it works. Oh. Right, so yeah, this is the Sega SG-1000 Mark III. It's effectively the Master System, but effectively kind of half a step before that. the Amstrad GX 4000, which is a much better console than people imagine it is. Has quite a few. The Amstrad had quite a few good games, and this has quite a few decent titles if you search them out. And that's one of my favourite machines. That's the FM Towns Marty 2. Lovely machine. Alright, so we have an Intellivision in the back there. Lots of Intellivision games there. And just hidden around the back there, we've got a Master System and a CDX, which is like a portable Mega Drive and Mega CD in one. Actually, the official Sega thing, whereas it was made by Sega themselves. Right, so there's a Jaguar with the CD add-on, which looks incredibly like a toilet. Yeah, a Gold Star 3DO, which is my normal 3DO, and the original Xbox, which we can't call the Xbox One anymore because they decided to call a machine that. Moving up. Right, the wonderful Vectrex. I genuinely love the Vectrex. It's a lovely machine, and there's some of the games for it. My one CRT screen, which I use for games, like gun games, and machines like the Metallo Quarries, which I haven't been able to convert to composite yet. Well, that's the Golf add-on for the Zavix port. Never got it working. Right, let's get in front of this light, which of course shadows, but hey. Right, so yes, the Car Marty, and behind that, for some reason, a laser disc cover is the LT, which is kind of the portable, but not really portable PC Engine. Right, well, that's my PC Engine collection of boxed games. Quite a lot, but then there are an awful lot of games for it, so it's not as many, like percent-wise, as you'd imagine. There's my Sega Saturn games over here, including the European Deep Fear, which sells for stupid prices because it's claimed it's rare, but if you look on eBay you can find a load of them for sale all the time. It's not really that rare. A couple of Japanese Sega Saturn games, including the Japanese Deep Fear, which is incredibly cheap. The 32X, some games for that. Oh, we'll get onto that one in a minute actually. Yeah, back to Turbo. And these are all my, right, so those are my Super Cassette Vision games. Well, most of, some in the back as well. And these are all Famicom games. The vast majority of which I probably have no idea how to play. Some NES games and some Famicom Disk System games. Oh look, there's some European Dreamcast games. And my PlayStation lie upside. Right, so yeah, that's N64DD stuff. I've got most of that. I'm missing 2 titles. That's Jaguar games, that's SNK NES games, then Puzzle Bobble is an MVS game, and there's some more MVS games there and a couple more AES ones. There's some PCFX games, and finally some FM Towns games which work on the Marty. Right, we're almost done. So, while we're here actually, you can kind of see how my system works. So we've got multiple blocks of machines, and these are all connected to kind of these switches here, which have a letter on 1, 2 and 3, so for each of the trays in the drawer, and then this switch is between those drawers. So we've got 2 banks, so we've got, this is A to E. Over here we've got F, G and H, but also the N64 Mega Drive, because they're over here. So, over here we have my Tower of Power. It's a bit dark. I guess I could just turn this light around actually. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so that's obviously the 32X. We need a dusting, that's for sure. Mega Drive and Mega CD. I've got my PAL Mega Drive underneath there, but also my Japanese Mega Drive and my N64 DD there. And that's my recording system, which you're currently recording what I'm saying right now on. Oh, yeah, I guess these two. So, well, this is the Commodore 64 game system. It's a terrible machine. And this right here is Archimedes A3000, which is not a terrible machine, it's a wonderful machine. Right, I think that's basically all of it. There's probably more, but That's all that really matters for now. Oh, down there, I mean, you see the keyboard and that mouse. That's actually plugged into the FM Towns Mighty, because FM Towns Mighty is basically an FM Towns computer, but in console form. I need to try and get the operating system working actually for something that's happening at the Centre for Computing History. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit like. If you really like the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't like the video, you have something else to say, then please leave it in the comments below. Oh, if you want to hear about any of these things that I've briefly skimmed over, or anything that's caught your eye that you'd like to know about, just leave a message underneath this video and I will either reply in text or do a video on it, depending on what it warrants. Oh, actually, yeah, where is my... because that's the games for the Fairchild. So where is my Fairchild? Well, it's in the cupboard somewhere, obviously. It's be in there somewhere. Anyway, yeah, I was doing my lead out. I apologise. Yeah, yeah, share the channel as well, so we can get more people watching it. That'd be lovely. Thanks. Bye.